Arc Raiders doesn't explain half the stuff that you'll need to survive, and it can feel like a pretty overwhelming game at first. So here are 5 things that the game never tells you that'll actually help you make it out alive and keep all of your loot. Let's start with the extractions, because this is one of the most important and most useful secrets in the entire game. You can actually extract with enemy players and even extract while you're downed. So if you get dropped by an enemy but the doors close, you're still good. As long as you're still bleeding out and the doors closed, you made it out with all of your loot. But here's the part that most players don't know. You can actually hit the extract button while you're down. So you can call the elevator, crawl in, and even close the doors all while you're downed, and you'll make it out with all your stuff. And the best part is, all the ARC drones and everything like that, they will completely ignore you because you're a downed player. You just need to make sure that you're keeping an eye on all the extract timers on your map. Each extract will slowly disappear until there's only one extraction left on the entire map, and trust me, everybody that's left is going to be going there, they're going to be camping, or they're going to be trying to leave just like you. So if you do go down, make sure it's close enough that you can actually crawl in the extract and make it out with all your loot. Now let's talk about the free loadout. Most of you guys know that you can load in with this if you don't have much else to use. But did you know that if you start with a free loadout and you make it out alive, you can actually trade that in the store and get better augments. After you extract with the free loadout, you just go to the store, trade it in for the augment of your choice. There's 3 different ones. Personally, I like going for the looting one, that way I can hold more in my inventory in the next match. This actually ties into one of the next most important mechanics in the entire game, and that's the safe pocket. If you're using any augment other than the free loadout, you'll have at least one safe pocket slot. Anything that you stash in this is going to stay safe even if you die, so you need to be using this every single raid. You can't store weapons in there, so don't get super excited, but even if you don't have anything amazing, you could toss in some extra shield rechargers or nades, anything that you don't want to lose. It's basically free insurance on that item, and you can always pull those out and use them if you need them. A lot of the items in Arc Raiders actually have secret functions that the game never really tells you about. For example, defibrillators can be used to revive your teammates a lot faster than normal, but you can also use them to revive enemy players. Obviously, do that at your own risk though, because they'll usually thank you with a bullet to the back of the head. You can also use Arc Power Cells to give yourself a little bit more armor if you run out of the rechargers mid-fight, and Fabric to heal the same way if you don't have any bandages. That being said, it's usually better if you extract with those items so you can craft the stronger heals later on, but if you really need to, you can always use them as a last resort. The skill tree can look really confusing, and honestly, a lot of the upgrades are just okay and they're not very good. But some of the upgrades are complete game changers, like this one on the red side that lets you craft shield rechargers and other gear mid-game. That's a massive advantage when you're low on resources and didn't have much to bring in. And if you keep going down that red side of the skill tree, you can actually expand upon that crafting to the point where you'll actually be able to craft Raider hatch keys mid-game. If you don't know what a Raider hatch key is, basically it's like a free extract without having to deal with any enemy players. You can look on your map, see where one is, put the key in, and bam, you're back in Speranza just like that, no enemies to deal with whatsoever. Another useful tip for in the middle of a raid, and something that a lot of people don't know, is that you can actually salvage items in the middle of a match. This is similar to recycling an item when you're in the main menu, but the difference is that you're not going to get much in return. So you only want to do this when you can't fit the item itself in your inventory. For example, let's say you found a gun and your team doesn't need it, you don't need it, but you're trying to collect metal parts. You can press triangle on that gun, salvage it into a few metal parts, and you can do this with nearly every item in the game. Just keep in mind that you're better off recycling if you can bring that item back with you. And for all those PvP players like myself out there, even if you don't care about the materials, you can always salvage guns you don't need, because that means that an enemy raider can't pick that gun up. I think most of you guys would agree that the most complicated part of Arc Raiders, it isn't the fighting, it isn't anything mid-match at all, it's actually managing your resources back at the base. Between crafting, recycling, and selling items, it's tough to know what's worth keeping and what you need to keep. Here's a little trick that can help with this just a little bit. If you go to the workbenches and to unlock them or to level them up, you can actually press triangle and you'll be able to track the materials that you need for those upgrades. Anything with this little eye icon on it means that you need it for something that you're tracking. That way, you'll never accidentally recycle or sell something that's important, at least not for you right then. This plan isn't completely bulletproof because you can't see future upgrades, but it at least helps for the ones that you're working on right now. Here's a couple more bonus tips that should help you guys out a lot. One thing I think is really important and really overlooked in the game is learning every single sound that the game has to offer. The drones, the probes, the extractions, they all have very unique sound cues that reveal exactly where other players are and what they're doing, which obviously can be really useful whether you're trying to hunt players down or you're trying to avoid players altogether. It's great to know where they are. Another tip is understanding each drone type. I'm not going to sit here and go over all the different drones. There's a whole nother video for that, I'm sure, out there. But long story short, if a drone is bigger than you and you don't know what it does, just leave it alone. Don't shoot at it. Just stay away from it. Remember guys, I'm just one raider and I'm still learning, so this obviously isn't every tip in the game. If you guys have more tips, drop them in the comments below and help out your fellow raiders. If this video helped you guys in any way at all, consider dropping a like and subscribing for more Arc Raiders content coming soon. That's all I got for you guys today, and as always, peace.